cutting it a little closer to July, but hey, I'm here with a new bullet journal video, and I have to say that I've completely taken myself out of my element and safe zone, and I'm trying something totally random and totally new. This is going to be a storybook theme for July. Throughout June, I had no idea where I was going to go with this theme because I didn't want something super corny, with July, like fireworks or picnics or, very like summery, patriotic themes that we typically tend to do in July. I just wanted, again, my journal to be something completely different. And when I was looking up different types of ideas, I was even more lost. And then I came across a medieval story, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I try to emulate a medieval storybook? So I started to look up more pictures online, and I got really inspired to do it. And I said, screw it, let's try it. Let's see how this works. Now, I have to say that I've appreciated my bullet journal because of the white pages. Like, I'm a fan of the stark white page. I didn't get the Leuchtturm because of the creaminess of the pages, and I don't really care for it. However, for this style, if I had creamy pages, it would have been so perfect to see these colors on that kind of a background. So if you have a Leuchtturm or a book that has like sort of like an ivory colored page, or something a little bit more creamy, then by all means try something like this, because it will look so freaking cool. I thought just for a second, if I had just taken like coffee and stained the pages a little bit, or even just coloring the pages a little bit of a yellow shade. I thought about it. I really did. Like, I'm not against it. You guys know I did a blackout theme for 1 month, so I'm not above it. But I ended up just not. I was like, you know what? Let me just get it on white and then see the best I can do. And with just the markers alone, I found that doing a theme like this was not enough. I needed more. Like, you really have to play with your highlights, your shadowing when it comes to something like this, because you don't want it to look flat on the page. And that's what kept happening to me. And when I was coloring in all of these different elements on the page, I'm like, there's something about this that looks flat. It doesn't look like a storybook. What do I do? So I started outlining everything with a darker pen, a darker marker, and it was still it was getting better, but it was still not where I wanted it to be. And then finally, when I started adding highlights using a white gel pen, that's exactly when I started to fall in love with it. And then I integrated washi tape as much as I possibly could without compromising the feel of a medieval style storybook. I added a very thin strip of gold sparkle washi tape. I don't know what I was gonna say. Washi tapler. I don't know where I was gonna go there, but the words were forming in my mouth. But yeah. So I integrated not colorful, sparkly glitter. There we go. Tape. I have these gold patterns on a clear background that I thought would be perfect for this book. So you'll see me adding those in just to fill in the white gaps in order to create more of a, aged, quote unquote, appearance. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. As you can see here, I'm adding in all of the strips. The July turned out great, but the ULY to me felt so plain, and it wasn't until the very end of this video when I realized that I should just add in more dots and diamonds to the lettering to kind of dress it up a bit more. So because I experienced that, I would say that if you're doing this for any other month, don't be afraid to hello dog, don't be afraid to step outside of what your inspiration photos are. Maybe your ideas are not exactly medieval, or maybe they're not, maybe they're a little bit more modern or whatever, but who cares? This is your book, this is your style. So if you were to try something like this, just have fun with it, and that's what I decided to do. At the very beginning, I was so lost with coloring this page because I did emulate these looks, these specific layouts after real storybooks that I saw on the internet, and I couldn't find the images anywhere after I started to like actually film this. So I was lost. I'm like, how do I color this in? Like, what do I do? And I didn't know, like, you know, what medieval is, like, you know, why the colors are the way they are, why do they choose specific shades, and why did they do things in specific ways. And I started to freak out, but then I just calmed down and I threw all of the quote-unquote rules out the window, and I said, just fucking color it however you want, you know. So you'll see on the side that I have this page that I have just a bunch of scribbles of different types of markers. I wanted to make sure that the inks were exactly the shades that I wanted them to be, so that way the book came out exactly how I wanted it to. And you're gonna need a scratch page for that, because if I had gone in blindly, this would have been horrendous. And I have to say, I'm so happy with this. Unfortunately, I only did 3 pages in my journal, or I guess technically 6, but whatever, you'll see it. 3 different layouts, because I'm not quite sure how much I'm gonna be journaling for this specific month. So I'm not gonna do what I was doing the last couple months, because now I'm going back to work. I'm not gonna be in my bullet journal every single day, because I'll be working 3 weeks out of this month. So I may just go in there just to do a quick journal versus like a checklist or, you know, to-dos, things like that. So I didn't want to make too many pages, because I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to utilize my book so much in July. So that being said, that this is going to be more of a story book if I decide to journal, and I'm going to use the look of a storybook to integrate my days. So if you're hoping that I'm gonna make a habit tracker in a medieval style, I'm so sorry. I haven't been tracking habits in a very long time, because I find that when I don't track it, I end up sort of beating myself up over it. So I just avoid them at all costs right now, until I can feel like I have a handle on my life, which I haven't felt like that in a while. I'm sure we all do, but yeah, so I've opted out of all the extra stuff that we usually put in our bullet journals for this month of July. But I'm very anxious to fill this out and make it look like an actual medieval storybook. You'll notice, like in the very beginning, I did have a paragraph already, or a little story, like an intro for the month, and I did it in cursive writing, which I was trying to kind of give like a really cool, I don't know, feel. But honestly, I should have either used a thicker marker or even just a calligraphy style script, because it just wasn't what I wanted. But ta-da! You can see here though, it still came out great, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait to fill this bad boy out, because it's just so cool, and I'm gonna be taking some time coloring it in. So check out my Instagram. I do have a specific Instagram for my bullet journal stuff, to see how the pages do turn out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to come back in August. Bye guys.